Table Talk with my husband, AJ.
So we went to Bob's Burgers live.
We're both so exhausted right now.
We are. But we'll try and keep the energy up for you.
It was at the huge theater, the Orpheum Theater in downtown LA.
We were there incredibly early, and there was no one at the theater, and they told us that they were letting people in at 7. So we had tons of time to kill.
And then there's like this huge line that...
Came out of nowhere.
Okay, there's just so many people, and it wrapped around like basically the whole like block.
Twice.
John
Benjamin and Eugene Merman opened up the show, and they did stand-up. Everyone in the cast.
Yeah, because everyone's originally from a stand-up background, and that's part of the reason why they got their part, I believe, on Bob's Burgers, because of their comedic background. Who was your favorite who did stand-up?
I think that the stand-up for me was Eugene Merman. He was the only one who brought out notes and a music stand with his written down things. That's a Dan Mentz had his jokes, I guess, on a piece of paper that he was holding for reference. But he's a one-liner comedian, so all his gags were just set up punchlines.
Do you remember one of his jokes?
It was, so I'm transitioning right now, and I don't know whether my father was supportive or not when he said, I have no son.
Yeah. Matt got a mix of laughter and ooh.
Yes. Who was your favorite stand-up?
I thought Eugene was really good too because he told a great story about him being in Paris. So he was in Paris with his wife and another couple, and they were on the lift trying to get up to their hotel room, and it was just not a very good lift, or dang it, lift, that's British.
Elevator. I'm influencing her slowly but surely to say British things. Not intentionally.
Frustrating. Elevator. And when they got out, this woman was like, You're guys way too much, can't you read? And they're like...
Because it didn't work very well, so they were like, too heavy.
Like, too heavy, you're too many people in there.
Use logic.
Yeah, she was like...
Use logic. And then, they all did stand-up, and then they played music from the show. Yeah,
then they had a full-blown concert with a legit band and backup singers and everything. Do you have a favorite song?
Electric Love.
Yeah, Electric Love was the last one, the blowout one. And...
I did like John Roberts doing his... Is it Michael McDowell that? Living up the skirt of the night. Yeah. Oh, and he has actually a really good voice.
He does.
Oh, do you remember the guy that came in? So a bunch of people dressed up. A bunch of people dressed up as the characters in the show. There were a couple of Bobs. There were a couple of Tinas. There was one Eugene.
One Linda.
A bunch of Louises. But there was one guy who came in and was head to toe, hair, face as well, Mr. Fishoda, the landlord. And it was so good, white eye patch and all. Yeah. It was legit. And everyone's watching him. So he crosses our whole section. He's going to his seat.
AJ has had half of his Jack and Coke.
I'm already kind of confident from alcohol. So I just went like this. When Naomi joined in, before we know it, the entire section is applauding Mr. Fishoda, and he just starts blowing kisses.
Even though Bob's Burgers is a family show, this was not a family kind of activity.
When John Roberts got out to do his stand-up, we were just oh man, let's go blue.
But there were kids, there were
right
a family in front of us, and the mom was sitting on this side, and then there's 2 girls. And the dad was sitting on this side, and the mom was cracking up at stuff, and they didn't really get it. The little girls didn't really get it, but they would the mom and dad look at each other what have we done? You have a lot of explaining to do with you.
Yeah. It all kind of culminated with Electric Love at the end, and they had a big... a giant Tina dressed as Topsy the elephant, and a giant Edison as well.
And Will Forte came out and sang with Kristen, what's her last name?
Shaw.
Kristen Shaw, who's also, her stand-up was good. I liked it. So we went back to our car. I was like, this is going to take forever. AJ, I have to use the restroom. And you're like, me too. I was like, well, let's go back in. And so I had to tell the guy to get us back in. He's like, no re-entry. I was like, do you want me to pee on the floor?
I showed him the ticket and I was like, we were just here. We're literally just going to use the restroom, leave. And Naomi just said, please don't make me pee on the ground.
Yeah.
And at which point he just kind of both semi-amused and disgusted was like, okay. Security was crazy.
Security was,
Because they let me through this room where everyone's going like, are you here for the event? Are you here for the event? And I'm like, what event? I'm just walking through to the bathroom. And then all of a sudden I realised, okay, they're not going to let me back through the way I came to get to Naomi. And lo and behold, I go back out and I say, hey, I'm just going to get my wife. And they're like, sorry, you have to go around. And I was like, they didn't tell them over there because they didn't do their job. I could be anyone. So I left the theatre like the other way. And because of that, there was like maybe a handful of people, like 10 people, not like a swarm, gathering around John Roberts, who is the voice of Linda.
Linda!
And so I quickly texted Naomi and I just said, you need to come outside now.
Now.
I didn't care how like aggressive it sounded because I knew that if I had a picture with John Roberts and she didn't.
And then I got to meet John Roberts and shake his hand.
He was so lovely
He
as
was
well
so
because
nice.
he was the only one of the cast doing that. He was literally just standing talking to everyone, and when people were like, hi John, like I'm so and so, he was the one instigating like, would you like to take a photo? Like, do you want to, is there anything? And then someone handed them their program to sign and he was like, of course. Like, he clearly loves meeting people who love the show. He loves what he does. Also tonight, Bob's Burgers Live. We highly recommend it.
Oh, the sun.
I did that to someone the other day. I went like this. And in my head I went, friend. Eugene, what was your favourite moment with Bob's Burgers? Is it when you just didn't get to go and you got to...
You had to stay home the whole time?
Thank you so much. What are we doing now? Am I saying thank you so much? Thank you so much for watching
You can.
Tiny Table Talk. Be sure to subscribe. I don't know where the subscribe button will be. Maybe up here. And maybe there'll be another video down here, another video down there that you can watch. Do watch them. They're highly entertaining and edited beyond belief. They're so professionally edited. Oh my.
This guy, so supportive. But yes, please do subscribe. Please like me so I don't have to have a normal job.
If you share this enough and enough people watch this, then Naomi can just be a stay-at-home cat mom. Alright!